Let's see what we got in our bag of goodies. We got a few left. Yeah, I kind of want to do this one, but I kind of don't. Yeah, I'll do that eventually. These are worked by other people. You gotta have some other ones in here. Let's see. Well, this is it for now. I got a bunch of other ones, but they're much bigger. These are the tiny ones. We can examine these and see what the previous nappers did. And see what's going on. Typical newbie stuff on these. Who knows what size they started out as. Yeah, you've seen this one before. This one is a special case because it's a very thin flake. It's a totally different mindset than reworking these. Okay, so I'm going to set that one aside. It's a totally different mindset anyway, because thin flakes to start with are very difficult to nap right away. Immediately you run into problems of snapping the whole thing. These are a little bit more robust, which means I can nap them quickly and not have too much of a danger in snapping them. But with a thin flake, some of those are the easiest of all, but some of those are the most difficult of all. So it's got the extremes. Depending on how thin it is, what the material is, what you're using for your tools, what kind of personality you have, and what type of point you want to make. Just to name a few conditions. Okay. Are there more conditions than that in flint napping? Oh my goodness, yes. Flint napping's got so many variables it'll boggle your mind. And when I read books that try to define the variables, they fall very, very short. That's why I don't recommend flint napping books, because they're about 20% of what you need to know, and the 20% that they do include is often kind of stupid. just to be honest. You know what I mean? They're not using their noggin. Okay. To this date, I have not seen or heard of anyone who gives credit to their flint napping ability to what they've learned from a book. I don't know anyone that says, yeah, my flint napping skill today, and I'm the flint napper I am today because of the books I read on flint napping. No. Although, archaeologists studying lithics will claim that, like, I am the archaeologist that I am today because of the books I read. Yeah, that explains a lot. Yeah. But like I said, I'm not going to talk smack about archaeologists anymore. Oh no. I'm going to be an artsy-fartsy dude. Oh yes. Wait and see. Just wait and see. I got a lot of requests, suggestions, and whatnot on types of arrowheads, right? That I'm going to do in these upcoming videos. I got a lot of them already that were requested in my history of videos. Just look up, do a YouTube search, whatever you think you might want to see. Just type in Jack Crafty Flint Napping, those 3 words, Jack Crafty Flint Napping, followed by whatever you want to see. Tools, Simpson mustache or mustache point, Purdy's, whatever arrowhead. Just put in Jack Crafty Flint Napping and then whatever, fill in the blank after that. I might have a video on it. I usually have something similar to what you're looking for. And yes, I have heat treating videos. I have videos on working nasty nodules or gnarly nodules. I should do one on nasty nodules. That way I can get good views on that one. Yeah. What's the difference between a gnarly and a nasty nodule? The nasties are worse than the gnarlies. Yeah, if the nasties had a war with the gnarlies, the nasties would win easily. Yes. So I should do one on nasty nodules. Why is it that nasties are so bad? Well, for one, the nasty nodules have a lot of material that cannot be napped, mixed in with the usual stuff, sometimes with the good stuff. Sometimes with the good stuff you get really, really bad inclusions or concrete that ruins your day. Literally ruins your day. You thought your day was going to be good? You start working on a nasty nodule, there goes your day. Yeah. There goes your day. And in my experience, your results may vary, but in my experience, if you got one nasty nodule, that means you got a bunch. Yeah, you decided to go get a bunch of free stone one day and said, I got 600 pounds of this stuff. I don't know how good it is. You start napping the first one, and it's really bad. You go, it might be a fluke, so let's try the next one. Next one's pretty bad. Yeah, 2 flukes in a row. Yeah, that's in line with my luck. Let's try another one. Third one's pretty bad. Yeah, I think I got 600 pounds of bad, and maybe 1 pound out of the 600 is good, right? And it'll take you a month or so to find that one pound of good stuff, because you got to nap through all of it. And you go, yeah, this must be what all the arrowheads are made out of, which, in your area, this must be what all the arrowheads are made out of, right? That's what you say. That's what you should say, but you don't. You go, I don't know, I think they were making the arrowheads out of that nasty stuff. Yeah. Instead of using your noggin and realizing they napped through a ton of material to get to that 1 pound of good stuff. Oh, yes. And that 1 pound of good stuff looks just like the other 599 pounds of bad stuff. So you can't tell the difference until you nap it. Yeah. That's the way it goes. Life is hard. Life is hard, and then you get constipated. Just to make things a little bit worse, yeah. As you get older, this is old and decrepitude speaking. Old and decrepitude guy. I know that doesn't make sense. It's not grammatically correct, dude. Don't make fun of my grammatically stuff. Don't make fun of my grammatically incorrect stuff. Because you're going to get to this position eventually. You're going to get to where either you don't care about your grammar or you forget it. Or your mouth becomes disconnected from your brain and you say all kinds of weird stuff. Oh, yes. That was happening to me for a little while. Okay. I slipped off that and I hit the whole thing with the mallet. I gotta watch this. Anyway, yeah, for a while I was not doing well because of my insistence on eating a bunch of junk food. Because, what's the matter? I don't eat that much of it. I just eat it once in a while. Yeah, it's not that bad. Look, how bad can it be? And then I'll just go on a diet. If I gain a few pounds, I'll just stop eating. How's that? Yeah. How bad can it get? Well, it gets pretty bad. You have to be aware that there are diets that are species specific. Yeah. We are a species that has evolved eating certain things. Imagine that. And if you're Native American and you're eating a bunch of stuff that was not available to you until the Europeans came, guess what? You're not going to do very well on that diet. How do I know? Well, I'm part Native American, about 1/8, but there are people in my family, especially on my ex-wife's side, that are much more Native American than I am. She's about half. So I guess my kids are about a quarter. Anyway. Yeah, diabetes runs in her family. And I don't think it was a problem back in the day as much as it is now. So just be aware. Just be aware. That's all I can say. I'm not going to recommend anything specific. Just be aware of what your ancestors ate, and if you're eating stuff that's different and you're not healthy, you got to use your noggin and say, maybe this stuff I'm eating is doing it. Maybe that's what it's doing. That's what's doing it. Yeah. You say, well, yeah, but the Native Americans had corn, and they had squash, and they had beans. All those things have carbs and all kinds of stuff in them, right? That are like plant-based. It's plant-based, right? Should be good. Should be natural. Well, the thing to keep in mind is the beans, the squash, and the corn that's grown nowadays is not what they used to eat back in the day. Oh no, it's not the same. They're trying to bring back some of the old strains, but no one wants to buy them because they're kind of bitter, they're kind of bland, or they're too hard, you got to cook them for too long. They're not sweet. They're just fill your tummy type foods. They're not really tasty. They're not tasty, so don't like them. I like the modern, tasty, modified, and messed with vegetables. Yeah. Those are the ones I like. Yeah, well. Just be aware. Be aware. Some people, they don't have no problems. They don't got no problems, and it's true. I don't know why they got no problems, but they got no problems. Me, I had lots of problems. Still got lots of problems. My mood will swing very quickly if I don't watch it. If I eat the wrong stuff, I quickly start thinking that everything's bad. Like, I don't know, this doom and gloom. What am I going to do? Everything's gloomy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I do want to get out my copper flaker, but I'm going to sharpen this. This is too rounded. Okay, hold on. Yeah, when the steel gets too rounded, it starts to slip. I need to sharpen it so it'll be pressing on a smaller area, which makes it easier to remove a flake. Yeah. If you're pushing with a tool that's sharp, it's easier. It works. Yeah. Much better. All right. Does it work if you want to remove a good flake? Well, yeah, I mean a long flake? Sometimes, but you know what? If you have two, you can switch from dull to sharp. And the dull one will cover a bigger area that you can press off a bigger flake. Yeah, like that. That was this flake right there. That just, it snuck out. There it is. And whoops, dang it. I was going to show you. In the accounts by the Europeans, at least one account, they looked at these, the Europeans looked at the flakes that the Native Americans were removing from their arrowheads, and they go, they look like fish scales, dude. These little flakes you're removing look like fish scales. And you know what? That one looks like a fish scale. So they weren't lying. They were lying on some things, but not on that. And how do we know not on that? Because we can actually test it out. That's how we know. Not because we believe them. It's because we test it. Oh yes. Don't believe the old accounts unless you can put it to the test and see. Yeah, you can verify. You can verify stuff with tests like that. You can also debunk it. You can debunk stuff by testing. In fact, debunking is much more valuable than verification. Yes. Why? Because supporting evidence is much easier to generate than contrary evidence. Why? Well, it's not necessarily the evidence itself. It's the way the evidence gets accepted or not accepted. Evidence in support of something gets accepted easier. Therefore, it's easier to produce and maintain the evidence in existence. The contrary evidence, no one likes that, so they brush it under the rug. They try to hide it. They try to suppress it. They ignore it. They discount it because of blah, blah, blah. You know, not enough. One of the greatest ways to discount evidence to the contrary is by saying you don't have enough evidence to the contrary. But they will gladly accept weak, minute, and very sparse evidence in support of. Yeah. Double standard. So yeah, evidence in support is not as useful as evidence to the contrary. As long as it's good evidence. Because the rule is, it just takes one torpedo to sink a ship. You don't need mountains of contrary evidence, as long as it's good. Yeah. So what am I going to make? Well, I got to get it thinner. Still has problems. Problems, P-R-O-L-E-M-S. Problems. Why did I spell that out? Because I was reviewing videos earlier in the week. Even with this excellent microphone, I still have trouble hearing exactly what I'm saying. Maybe I have problems with my ears. Yeah, maybe. That's not how you spell problems, by the way. Just in case. Just saying. Okay. So did you guys get any benefit from me explaining my tools? What I use? These spike nails. These spike nails are some of the best things I've ever discovered. But if you have a hardware store that's not on the ball, they don't stock the right stuff, you might not be able to find spike nails that are 1/4 inch in diameter. These are 1/4 inch diameter spike nails. They're not 0.375, whatever that is. 3/8. This is less than that in diameter. All right, I don't want to make the tip too delicate, but the bumps on the tip are bugging me. Yep. Bugging. All right, so that's better. We have some music in the background. It's not bad. My niece is playing the piano. All right, let's see. I'm going to try indirect percussion to thin that down. Yes. Not that, but I'm gonna do a passive indirect percussion. How's that? Okay. Oh, nice. Not so nice. That's better. Now, as I go further along, yeah, there's a chance I can mess this up pretty bad. Yeah. Why was I thinking that? Because for some reason right there at that spot, I have a history of messing it up. I don't know what it is. Maybe I take it for granted that it's going to be easy and I don't use enough force. I bet you if I measure, I'll know where the area is that I have trouble with. The step fractures near the tip. I bet you I can scientifically figure that out and then try to make the adjustment. Ouch. I'm going to try to overshoot it a little bit. No? Yeah, it didn't go very far. I'll get it. I'll get it in a little bit. This is very high quality stuff. So I should not be having any problems, but I'm having problems with it. I am having some problems with it. Probably because I'm not preparing the edges well enough. They're prepared okay, but maybe not well enough. Or I'm trying to do too much because it is such a nice material. I'm asking too much of it. Yeah, I'm asking you to do too much. Getting closer. I could notch it right now, but I'm not gonna. Okay, let's see. I gotta take back the edges, and this side's good, but the other side is not. So I'm gonna take back the edges, make them stronger so I can make another pass. I keep forgetting to put some color on my pad with a marker or something so I can see. Or just make a pad with black leather, or make two pads, one with a black dye applied to it. Have a bunch of pads. Yeah, have them as backup, different colors. Yeah, this is either Georgetown or something very similar. It's high quality stuff. Yeah, excellent quality stuff. I don't even need to look to see if those flakes are coming off. Okay, it is high quality stuff. But I'm having trouble near the tip. Yeah, I gotta do a pass in both directions. So I want to be able to produce a convexity on both sides. You never know. You might have to, even though the other side from this one is good, you might need to run a thinning flake where there's a bump. So it's good to have convexity on both sides by doing this retouching in both directions. With these little bitty flakes in series. It's the easiest way to do it in general for this type of operation. It's, you know, I could do it randomly here and there where I need it, but it just seems to be easier to just run the whole length and then dull it to the collective cringe and gasps of the audience. Why am I dulling the sharp edge? Just keep watching. Yep. You'll see. That's just a way to keep us watching, man. I want to see it right now. What is the answer right now? Well, if you watch the 29 minutes, what's one more minute? Yeah, see, with a strong edge, I was able to push off most of that step fracture, but it still has a little remnant. Yeah, they would run better if you had copper, someone might say. They'd probably run better if you would use copper instead of the steel. Steel doesn't push the flakes as far. Yeah, probably right. I just don't like the way the copper wears down so fast. And I don't like using set screws either because they drive me even more nuts. Because once in a while I need to apply extreme pressure. I mean extreme, and the set screws are not strong enough to counteract those forces. And I end up pushing the point further in. The tip of this flaker further in than it already is. And it drives me even more nuts. Yeah. So what happens when this wears down? I just chuck it. Sorry, Chuck. I toss it out. That's right. I just get rid of the whole thing. It's practically free. Sometimes I'll replace it. But by the time it wears down, it's usually kind of loose. If it isn't, yeah, I can just replace the nail. But I've thrown away these things many times, and it doesn't bother me at all. There's no problem. Nope. Okay, I'm running out of time. I got to work on that point on the next segment. It's getting kind of wonky again, because I'm trying to remove the step fractures. Okay. Next segment,